So now we're just practicing some more solving of literals. On number 8, first step will be to clear out that fraction, and then it's very simple. So go ahead and pause your video and then check back for the answer. Okay, so once you have multiplied both sides times 2, which is the denominator, everything clears out pretty easily. Now let's look at number 9. On number 9, there's a couple of ways to approach this. See what you can do on it. I definitely recommend either clearing out the fraction pretty early is my recommendation, but see what you can do. Pause your video and then come back and check on the answer. Okay, so if you looked at it, you can either look at the 5/9 while it's on the outside of the binomial and say, hey, I want to multiply that denominator 9 and get it out of there. That's the way I did it on the left side. Or you could look at it and go, you know what, I'm going to go ahead and distribute that 5/9, and you end up with 5/9 f minus 160 over 9. That's what happened on the right side. And then I did the same thing. I still multiplied all 3 terms by that denominator of 9, and all of a sudden we were back in the same place. And our answer ended up being 9/5 c plus 32 equals f. So either way will get you there, or you may have come up with another way. Okay, so on number 10, go ahead and pause your video and solve number 10, then check back for the answer. Number 10 was very straightforward. Once you get used to the process and comfortable with it, rearranging formulas becomes very, very simple, and it's a huge skill for biology, chemistry, physics, and every math class you take from here on in. So getting more and more comfortable with this will really make all of your math and science schoolwork much easier. Okay, look at number 11. That's a distance equals rate times time. Very common formula, so just experiment with solving the formula for rate. Pause your video, and then when you are done solving it, check back to see the answer. Okay, so go ahead and write physics beside your answer, and then let's go ahead and look at number 12. Now, in order to discuss number 12, you need to take a moment and read it. So pause your video and read all of number 12, and then check back for the discussion on it. Okay, so number 12 is really a pretty common problem in the sports world and statistics. So they've given us our formula. A, average equals N9R over P. And we're going to take that formula, and the first thing we're going to do is solve it for R. So we're solving it for runs because we've got the other information that's about to be given to us. So we're going to take our equation. A equals 9R over P. So take a moment, pause your video, and solve this equation for R. Make sure you take care of the fraction before you do anything else. Okay, in rearranging or solving this formula, we just started out by getting rid of that P that was the denominator. It was in the way. So when we multiply both sides times P, then it became very simple to finish rearranging it. So now we're going to take this new rearranged formula, and we're going to plug in what we know to find out the answer. So go ahead and pause your video, plug in the information in letter B, and get the answer. So this is when formulas get really useful, because I plugged in my 89 pitches times my average of 2.63 and divided it by 9 and came up with my earned runs of 26. All the small decimals after the 2 zeros don't really matter, so my answer is 26. Okay, and we discussed it before, but just think about it. How is it different solving a literal equation than solving an equation that has one variable? And we discussed it at the beginning of this video, but really the only difference, the steps are the same. The only difference is your answer also has variables in it. Not the one you're solving for, but all the other variables end up in your answer.